Welcome to my channel Valuable Rare Coins because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're diving into the remarkable story of one of the most iconic and celebrated coins in U.S. history, the United States Kennedy half dollar 1976 D bicentennial coin. This isn't just a piece of history, it's a hidden gem that could be worth a fortune. If you're holding one of these coins right now, you might be staring at a treasure potentially worth tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. So listen carefully, watch closely, and enjoy every second of this exciting journey through one of the most sought-after coins in American numismatics. This beautiful coin was released in honor of America's bicentennial, 200 years of independence. And it was minted in 1975 and 1976 with the special dual date of 1776 to 1976. Instead of the usual reverse design, the Kennedy half dollar featured a majestic image of Independence Hall in Philadelphia, symbolizing the birthplace of American freedom. This special design alone makes it a must-have for collectors, but that's just the beginning of what makes it truly valuable. Let's talk about what sets the 1976 D Kennedy half dollar apart. While millions were minted, only a select few contain ultra-rare errors and extraordinary conditions that launch their value into the stratosphere. We're talking about coins with striking mistakes, minting anomalies, and nearly flawless preservation, the combination every collector dreams of. These are the coins that don't just sit in collections, they make headlines at auctions and become legends in the hobby. One of the most desirable features to look out for is the double die obverse, where the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust show visible doubling. This happens when the coin die strikes the design more than once, and it turns an ordinary coin into a rare collector's masterpiece. When verified and graded at a high level, these double die varieties become instantly valuable and are in hot demand. Another incredibly valuable error is the clipped planchet, where a portion of the coin appears to be missing, like a bite has been taken out of it. This error occurs when the blank coin is not cut properly before being struck. While these errors are rare on Kennedy half dollars, when they occur on a special issue like the bicentennial edition, collectors pay a premium, especially when the date and design are fully visible. Don't overlook off-center strikes, which are some of the most visually dramatic minting errors. If the design is clearly misaligned, but the dates and key details are still readable, it becomes an eye-catching and valuable rarity. The more off-center it is, while still keeping the date, the more valuable it becomes. Another rarity is the no FG error, where the designer's initials FG for Frank Gasparo are completely missing from the reverse side under Independence Hall. This is often due to a filled die and is highly collectible. The absence of the initials on such a symbolic coin boosts its desirability and market value, especially in pristine condition. Condition is absolutely critical. Coins graded MS67 and above, meaning they are in nearly perfect condition, are incredibly scarce. These coins show no signs of wear, maintain their original luster, and are preserved better than almost any others from the same mintage. The Kennedy half dollar, especially with a D mint mark in near-flawless condition, becomes a crown jewel in any collection when it hits those top grades. Now let's talk about what really sets collectors' hearts racing: auction results. Recent years have seen skyrocketing prices for bicentennial Kennedy half dollars with dramatic errors and top-tier grades. And one particular 1976 D Kennedy half dollar in nearly perfect condition, paired with a visible mint error, recently shook the market by selling for a jaw-dropping $165,000. Yes, you heard that right. A half-dollar coin that once cost 50 cents now holds the power to change someone's financial future forever. So, what should you do next? Go check your collection. Dig through those jars, boxes, and coin folders. Take out your Kennedy half dollars, especially those marked 1776, 1976, D, and inspect them under magnification. Look for doubling, missing initials, off-center strikes, or planchet anomalies. If you find something unique, don't wait. Send it in for professional grading and verification. You could be sitting on a life-changing discovery. Collectors, the Kennedy half-dollar is more than just a coin. It's a piece of American legacy. And when it carries an error or sits in pristine condition, it becomes a treasure of unimaginable value. Whether you're new to coin collecting or a seasoned numismatist, this is one coin that should never be overlooked. Second rare coin. We're about to unveil the incredible story behind the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar coin, a coin that might be resting quietly in a drawer, but in the right condition, could be worth a life-changing amount of money. If you've ever thought that pocket change couldn't be valuable, think again, because this coin could be worth up to $100,000. The 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar holds a special place in American coinage history. It features the iconic image of President John F. Kennedy on the obverse, a lasting tribute to one of the nation's most beloved leaders. Struck in Denver, the D mint mark signifies its origin and adds to the excitement, especially when collectors start uncovering rare and surprising mint errors that turn an ordinary half-dollar into a precious gem. While millions of these coins were minted for circulation, only a select few contain the key details that skyrocket their value. What makes this coin extraordinary isn't just its tribute to Kennedy or its widespread production. It's the rare minting anomalies, the sharp condition, and the lucky few with die errors that make collectors go wild. When combined with excellent preservation, this coin becomes a golden ticket in the world of numismatics. One of the most sought-after features in this coin is the missing FG initials error. Those are the designer Frank Gasparo's initials that are supposed to appear on the reverse side below the eagle's tail. Some rare 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollars were struck with dies that were filled or worn, causing these initials to be partially or entirely missing. This makes the coin instantly more valuable, especially when the rest of the design is clear and the coin is in mint state condition. Another fascinating anomaly is the double die obverse, where you can see slight doubling on Kennedy's profile or in the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." Though not extremely common, when these varieties are discovered, especially on Denver minted coins, their value jumps significantly. Coins like this are best verified under magnification and submitted for grading by trusted agencies, because once certified, their market value goes through the roof. Let's not forget about off-center strikes. Those are visually dramatic and always turn heads at auctions. If you come across a 1972 D half-dollar that's visibly off-center but still displays the date and mint mark, it can be worth hundreds or even thousands more than face value. The more dramatic the strike, the more unique and collectible the coin becomes. Now here's the kicker: condition matters more than ever. Coins that are graded MS66 or MS67 and above are incredibly rare for this year and mint. These high-grade coins showcase original luster, no circulation wear, and crisp detail. They're the shining stars of any serious collection. And when combined with one of the rare errors we've talked about, that's where things get really exciting. Recently, rare examples of the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar with minting errors and high-grade conditions have made waves at major coin auctions across the country. One extraordinary coin, a 1972 D in pristine condition with a dramatic mint error, stunned the numismatic world when it sold for a breathtaking $100,000. That's right, a coin once worth 50 cents is now worth more than most luxury cars. So, what does this mean for you? Check your collection. Look closely at your 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollars. Use a magnifier to inspect the designer's initials, examine the coin's surface for doubling, and don't ignore any unusual misalignments or striking quirks. A small detail could be the key to a fortune sitting unnoticed in your collection. Collectors and coin lovers, this is your moment. The Kennedy half-dollar series remains one of the most popular among American coins, and the 1972 D is a shining example of how a single coin can hold immense value and historical importance. Whether you're new to collecting or a seasoned expert, this coin offers excitement, value, and the thrill of discovery. Third expensive coin is on a truly historic and majestic coin, the United States half-dollar coin from the year 1918. This is not just a piece of silver. It's a piece of American history that could be quietly sitting in someone's collection, worth far more than most people could ever imagine. If you've got a 1918 half dollar or you're lucky enough to find one, listen closely, because we're talking about a coin that can be worth up to $200,000. This coin is part of the iconic Walking Liberty half dollar series, one of the most beautiful and cherished coin designs ever produced by the United States Mint. Designed by Adolph A. Weinman, the obverse features Lady Liberty gracefully striding toward the sunrise, draped in the American flag with an outstretched hand, symbolizing progress and freedom. The reverse shows a majestic bald eagle perched on a mountain pine, wings partially spread in strength and readiness, a true symbol of American pride and resilience. What makes the 1918 Walking Liberty half dollar so special isn't just its stunning design. It's the scarcity, condition, and striking anomalies that drive its value sky high. While millions were struck across different mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, only a fraction of these coins survive today in pristine, high-grade condition. And it's these surviving examples, with unique characteristics or mint errors, that are capturing serious attention in today's coin market. Let's talk about those rare and exciting mint errors that can turn an already valuable coin into a numismatic jackpot. One of the most sought-after features is a double die obverse, where elements like "In God We Trust" or the date show slight doubling when inspected closely. These double dies are extremely rare for this year and can increase a coin's value significantly, especially if found on an uncirculated coin. Another rarity is the off-center strike, where the design is misaligned due to a misfeed in the press. If you find a 1918 half dollar that's clearly off-center but still shows the date and other major details, that's a big win. Collectors are always eager to get their hands on visually dramatic errors. These types of striking flaws are incredibly rare for this series and make your coin stand out from the rest. The mint mark on the 1918 coin is another detail to examine closely. Found on the reverse, just beneath the tree branch, you might find a tiny D for Denver or S for San Francisco. Coins from San Francisco with a strong strike and full detail, especially in the eagle's feathers and Liberty's gown, are extremely hard to come by and fetch a premium at auctions. If your coin is graded high and comes from one of these mints, its desirability multiplies instantly. Condition, of course, is everything in the coin world. Most 1918 half dollars have seen decades of circulation, but a small handful remain in mint state condition. These are the true treasures. Coins graded MS65 or higher are incredibly rare for this year, and when combined with clean surfaces, bold strikes, and eye-catching luster, collectors are willing to pay jaw-dropping sums to own one. In recent years, auctions have seen 1918 Walking Liberty half dollars sell for enormous figures. A coin graded MS66 with near-perfect strike and no distracting marks recently shocked the collecting world when it sold for a whopping $200,000. That's right, a piece of silver once worth 50 cents is now worth more than a luxury home, thanks to its rarity, history, and flawless preservation. If you're holding a 1918 half dollar or thinking about checking your family's old coin stash, now is the time. Use a magnifier to look for doubling in the inscriptions or any off-center strikes. Check the mint mark and compare the sharpness of the details. And most importantly, consider getting it professionally graded, because a high grade could be the key to unlocking your coin's full market potential. Collectors everywhere are on the hunt for coins like this. The demand for classic American silver coins has never been higher, and the 1918 Walking Liberty half dollar stands proudly among the most celebrated issues. It represents more than value. It represents artistry, patriotism, and a tangible link to America's past. Especially, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American coinage history, the United States half-dollar coin from the year 1988 with the D mint mark. Now, at first glance, this might look like an ordinary Kennedy half-dollar, but don't be fooled. In the world of rare coins, the 1988 D half-dollar has a few surprises that could make it an absolute treasure hiding in plain sight. So buckle up and listen carefully. You might just have a fortune sitting in your collection without even realizing it. The Kennedy half-dollar series has been around since 1964, a tribute to the legacy of President John F. Kennedy. By 1988, these coins had transitioned fully to copper-nickel-clad composition, and they were largely produced for circulation, especially from the Denver Mint. marked with the D mint mark. But in the world of numismatics, it's not just about what's common, it's about what's rare, and the 1988 D has some hidden gems that make collectors chase it like gold. One of the biggest reasons collectors pay big money for this coin is because of striking errors that slipped through mint quality control, errors that are rare, unusual, and incredibly valuable. One such error is the double die obverse, where parts of the coin's design, like the word Liberty or the date 1988, appear doubled under magnification. These doubling effects are usually subtle, but very clear to trained eyes, and they can raise the value of the coin dramatically. Another exciting error to look out for is the off-center strike, which occurs when the blank coin is misaligned during the striking process. If you have a 1988 D half dollar that's visibly off-center, especially if the date is still readable, that is a major find. Collectors are fascinated by these mistakes, and coins with clean off-center errors are always in demand. There's also the clipped planchet error, where part of the coin is missing due to an incomplete punch of the metal blank. These are especially rare for later Kennedy halves, and a 1988 D with a dramatic clip is a coin you'll want to show off and likely get graded. The more dramatic the error, the more exciting it becomes for auction houses and private collectors alike. But wait, there's even more to this coin than errors. Condition is everything when it comes to coin value. Most half dollars from 1988 have seen heavy circulation and wear, but a few have survived in mint state, untouched, with brilliant luster and razor-sharp detail. These are the coins that shine in auctions, especially those graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services. It's these top-condition examples that command premium prices and keep collectors on their toes. In fact, recent auction records have proven that this coin is nothing to overlook. A stunning 1988 D half dollar with a high grade and a visible error was recently sold for a jaw-dropping $40,000. That's right, a coin that once had a face value of just 50 cents turned into a piece of history that fetched enough to buy a brand new car or even a down payment on a house. So if you're a collector, a hobbyist, or just someone with a handful of old coins from the 80s lying around, go check your change. Look closely at those half dollars, especially if they carry the D mint mark from Denver and are dated 1988. Examine the surface for doubling, check the edges for clipping, and look for any signs of misalignment. If you think you've found something special, it's worth getting it authenticated and graded, because your humble pocket change could be a life-changing discovery. The 1988 D half dollar has proven itself to be more than just a common coin. It's a sleeper hit in the collecting community, with rare errors, high-grade survivors, and massive auction potential. These coins are becoming harder to find in top condition, and error-free examples are now being scooped up quickly by savvy collectors. Next coin, we're spotlighting a coin that might be hiding in your collection, or even in your pocket change, the United States half-dollar coin from the year 1992 with the P mint mark. This coin may look like just another Kennedy half dollar, but hold on tight, because some versions of this coin have stunned collectors and dealers alike with their incredible rarity and jaw-dropping value. If you're passionate about coins or just getting started, this is one you do not want to overlook. Now let's take a step back and appreciate what this coin represents. The Kennedy half dollar was introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his assassination, and it has become one of the most iconic and enduring coin designs in U.S. history. By 1992, the coin was being struck at the Philadelphia Mint with the P mint mark, and it was still composed of a copper-nickel clad rather than silver. But what sets the 1992 P apart from other years isn't just history, it's the uncommon and rare errors, conditions, and special varieties that make this coin incredibly desirable for collectors around the world. One of the most talked about factors that make the 1992 P half dollar valuable is the rare minting errors that escaped quality control and made their way into circulation. These include double die obverse errors where inscriptions such as "In God We Trust" or "Liberty" show slight but clear doubling. If you see these effects under magnification, you're looking at a true treasure that could significantly increase the value of your coin. Another fascinating error to look out for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not perfectly centered during the minting process, causing part of the design to be missing. Collectors absolutely love this kind of dramatic flaw, and the more off-center it is, while still showing the date, the more valuable it becomes. Combine that with a clean surface and strong luster, and you've got a coin that buyers are eager to compete for. And don't forget about the clad layer missing error, an amazing and rare defect where one of the metal layers is not properly bonded, leaving the coin looking coppery or with an unusual texture. These coins are visually striking and instantly catch the eye of experienced collectors, especially when confirmed by professional grading services. But even without errors, condition is king when it comes to coin collecting. A 1992p half dollar that has been perfectly preserved, with no scratches, no wear, and full mint luster, can fetch a premium on the market. Coins graded MS67 or higher are extremely scarce, and these high grades are what push the value into the thousands. Coins with sharp details, bright fields, and clean surfaces always stand out in auctions and private sales. Speaking of auctions, did you know that a 1992p Kennedy half dollar in perfect mint condition with a notable error was sold at auction for an unbelievable sum? Yes, this seemingly modern coin shocked collectors when it achieved a final sale price of $35,000. That's the kind of payoff that reminds us just how exciting coin collecting can be. You never know when a small piece of metal can turn into a massive reward. So if you've got some half dollars lying around from the early 90s, it's time to grab a magnifying glass and start inspecting. Look closely at the lettering for doubling, check for off-center strikes or strange coloration, and examine the coin's overall sharpness and luster. If you find anything unusual or if your coin looks pristine, don't hesitate to get it professionally graded. It could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Collectors are constantly on the hunt for coins like this. The demand for Kennedy half dollars with known errors or top condition is soaring, and the 1992p is right in the spotlight. It's not just about silver or age, it's about rarity, beauty, and the story a coin tells. Every coin is a time capsule, and some, like this one, are filled with value and mystery waiting to be uncovered. Last unique coin, we're diving into the fascinating world of modern US coinage with a spotlight on a coin that might be quietly sitting in your collection, the United States half-dollar coin from the year 2000 with the Philadelphia mint mark, P. You might think, oh, it's just another Kennedy half dollar, but hold on, some of these 2000p half dollars are turning heads in the collector world for all the right reasons. If you've got this coin, this video could change how you look at it forever. The Kennedy half dollar has been a staple in American pocket change since 1964, honoring the legacy of President John F. Kennedy. The year 2000 marked an important moment. While the coin was no longer made with silver for circulation, production continued for collectors and general use, including millions minted at the Philadelphia Mint. But the secret to the 2000p's desirability isn't in the quantity, it's in the rare errors and pristine conditions that make a small number of these coins incredibly valuable today. Let's talk about those rare errors, because they're what make this coin a real superstar among collectors. First up is the missing clad layer error. This is when the top nickel layer fails to bond properly during production, revealing the copper core beneath. If you have a 2000p half dollar that looks oddly copper-colored or uneven in texture, hold on to it. You might be looking at a serious rarity worth authenticating. Coins with this error often stand out and command big bucks from eager buyers. Another error that can significantly boost value is the double die obverse, where the inscriptions or design elements like Liberty or In God We Trust appear slightly but clearly doubled under magnification. It's a subtle detail that only the most careful eyes catch, but once spotted, it turns an ordinary coin into a jackpot. These doubling errors are rare, and they generate massive excitement when they appear on modern coins like the 2000p Kennedy half dollar. Also worth noting is the off-center strike error, where the coin is not perfectly aligned during minting. These coins often have a portion of the design cut off or shifted, giving them a dramatic and unmistakable appearance. The more off-center it is while still showing the date, the more collectible and valuable the coin becomes. Combine that with a visible P mint mark and you've got a coin that auction houses love to list and collectors are ready to bid on. Let's not forget the importance of condition. A flawless 2000p Kennedy half dollar with brilliant luster, no scratches, and sharply defined features can soar in value even without major errors. Coins graded MS67 or higher are extremely rare and command top dollar in auctions. The coins that have been sealed away from circulation, stored with care, and preserved in perfect shape are the ones breaking records in today's coin market. In recent years, some 2000p Kennedy half dollars with these rare attributes have made waves at auctions. One specimen with a striking mint error and stunning condition brought in $27,000. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that originally had a face value of just 50 cents turned into a small fortune simply because of a few rare traits that collectors couldn't resist. So now it's your turn to go digging. Check your coin jars, revisit your childhood collection, or take another look at that old half dollar you've had tucked away. Examine the coin closely, especially the lettering, the edges, and the surface, to spot any signs of doubling, missing layers, or off-center strikes. And if it looks clean, shiny, and uncirculated, you might want to have it professionally graded. It could be a treasure in disguise. Collectors across the country are on the hunt for this exact coin, and demand for rare, high-quality Kennedy half dollars continues to grow. The year 2000 might seem recent, but minting mistakes don't follow a timeline. They happen by surprise and can turn an everyday coin into a coveted collectible. Whether you're new to collecting or a seasoned numismatist, the 2000p Kennedy half dollar is one to keep your eye on, or even better, one to find in your own hands. If you think you've found something special, let us know in the comments. Share your coin stories or questions, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell for more amazing coin content. Because just like that, a simple half dollar could become a coin worth $27,000.